Mm-hmm.
Good to see you. All right. The studio gears.
There are strong women whose stories teach us perseverance, logic, decisiveness, and self-confidence. Being strong is not just about physical abilities, but also emotional, intellectual, and mental strength. Women's Voice is a platform to hear and share stories to encourage women and girls. Women are the real architects of society. It is they who provide the foundation of power, grace, wisdom, justice, creativity, and hope. Join us live every Monday at 4 p.m. on GBC News and GTV. Wednesdays live at 4 p.m. on GBC News and a repeat on Saturday AQ Inferior without your consent.
Ghana, it's time to decide. These are the leaders vying for the top spot. And on December 7, 2024, make your voice heard as Ghana stands at a crossroads. Many visions, one future. GBC and Star Ghana Foundation presents the Presidential Encounters, a one-on-one sit-down with the candidates spelling out their plan for Ghana's future. GBC's Presidential Encounters in November. Make a date with GBC's Presidential Encounters, a collaboration with Star Ghana Foundation. You have the power to choose your leader. GBC News, your trusted news channel, and GTV, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
Election 2024.
Okay, it's day 7 of GBC's presidential encounter, where we talk to presidential candidates who are contesting the 2024 general election. We've been having interesting conversation with them for the past 6 days, and today is the 7th day. We have another interesting guest. My name is George Sapo. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation.
And I am Doreen, and we know that we just have about 16 days to the election, so we know the presidential candidates are crisscrossing the country to try and convince you, the electorate, to vote for them. Well, I get the opportunity to find out from you, the electorate, especially those in the studio, whether they are convinced about the promises of the presidential candidates, and also give them the opportunity to ask some questions. Let me remind you, the EC has guidelines to ensure free and fair elections.
And also to add that the Ghana Journalists Association has also put in guidelines to ensure that the media gives that fair coverage, objective coverage, and ensure that we give you exactly the things you need to know and need to understand in this particular exercise that will be on December 7th. So good to have you around once again. As usual, what we do is to let you in who our guest is by letting you into his profile. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a listen to who our next guest is. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Kofi Akpaloo is a Ghanaian politician. He is the leader of the Liberal Party of Ghana. He was also the party's presidential candidate for the 2020 Ghanaian general election. Akpaloo founded the Independent People's Party (IPP) in 2011. He was the leader of the party when it contested general election as the presidential candidate of the party by the Electoral Commission of Ghana, a decision he unsuccessfully contested in court. Akpaloo dissolved the IPP and formed the Liberal Party of Ghana in its stead in March 2017. He was selected by the party to stand as its presidential candidate in the 2020 general election on December 7, 2020. Margaret O'Brien Safo was chosen as his running mate. Akpaloo grew up in a big family and had a big family of his own with 6 children. In August 2024, Akpaloo garnered media head from FM. He explained that having a child before marriage will show a man's seriousness and commitment to be with his daughter.
Okay, so that's our guest. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome our... Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
I hope you're well.
We can't complain.
All right. How have you been? How are you managing your health, managing the pressure, moving around the country to campaign?
Actually, I've been depending on the Holy Spirit to move around.
The Holy Spirit?
Yes.
Oh, so the Holy Spirit gives you strength?
Exactly.
So you don't do any medical checkup, you don't keep up and all that?
Oh, I do. For that one, I do. Yeah.
So you actually need some help aside the Holy Spirit?
Oh, yeah, but in all things.
It's not automatic?
No, in all things, you need the Holy
Spirit. You
don't
leave things to chance because the Holy Spirit actually is helping.
Oh, no, in all things, you need it.
Okay.
You need the Holy Spirit.
Have you been through the entire country?
Oh, about 90%.
90%?
Yeah.
And what have you observed so far?
Everybody is looking for the Savior. And the Savior is sitting right in front of you.
You are the Savior?
Yes.
Okay. What makes you the Savior?
Oh, yeah, I've been ordained by God to be president of Ghana.
Ordained by God?
Exactly.
To be president of Ghana?
Exactly.
How many times have you contested the presidency?
Oh, this will be my second time.
Your second time?
Yeah, I tried it first in 20...
Were you ordained then by God?
No, I tried it first in 2012, 2016.
2016.
They disqualified me.
Yes.
And then 2020, I managed to get on board.
Okay.
And then this time around.
But in 2020, did God ordain you?
Yeah, God spoke to me on the 10th of March 2010. And then he said, Kofi, I've made you president of Ghana. So, yeah, sometimes, God will show you something.
You didn't win?
No, when God shows you something, it takes time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when he said Samuel to go and anoint David, after anointing David as king of Israel, it took 15 years before he became king.
Okay.
And then when God showed Joseph in a dream that his parents, his siblings were going to bow before him, it took 22 years before he became the prime minister of Egypt. So when God speaks to you,
it takes time.
It takes time.
It's likely it might take 30 years for you to.
I know confidently that this election I'll win it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to know.
Forget about what you see around the MPP, the NDC. This is like a David and Goliath fight. Okay?
Okay. I usually want to find out from our guests what plans they actually have for the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, if they become president.
Because you have the facilities that when we invest further, we can turn the whole place into a university.
What kind of university? What's going to be the focus?
Yeah, the media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you are the lead. So we need to invest in it so that we can expand and then also get other people on board.
Right.
Yeah.
How different would this university be compared to what we already have in terms of the I think the GIJs and the other media institutions that have come together? The Unimark, exactly.
Yeah, actually, we want to have professional journalists or media personnel, unlike what we are having currently on most of our airways. But you know, the products from GBC, they are unique. So we believe that the standards...
I think you need to clap. I mean, with that. So that's
thank you. It's only you is there, so we need to maintain it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So our usual drill is that you have 20 minutes to talk to Ghanaians about your plans and your policies. And then when we are done, some questions. And then our audience also ask you some questions too. So the 20 minutes starts from now. That's your comment.
When I become president, I have a plan. And the plan is to create jobs and create wealth for every Ghanaian. And this is how we're going to go about it. We are going to invest in our people. We are getting this inspiration from 2 verses in the Bible to build our manifesto. It's human-centered. The first one is Hosea 4:6. And it says, lack of knowledge, the people perish. So we are going to invest in our people to acquire knowledge. Now, when you go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18, it says, lack of vision, the people perish. So we have the knowledge, and then we have vision. Without the two, you are doomed. So if you look around the globe, especially this part of the world, the Western Africa, you see the poverty is the order of the day. So we need to change. Why are we poor? Because we are poor because we don't have knowledge. If we have less knowledge because we have refused to invest in the people. Those that have vision, we have refused to invest in their vision. So that's why we are behind time. Because when you go to Joel chapter 2, verse 28, it says, in the days ahead, I'm going to pour my spirit on all flesh. Your young men and women will see visions. Now, all flesh, including Brazilians, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Americans, Europeans, and the rest. Why is that the youth in America are doing well and the youth in Africa are doing less? Because in America, for instance, you see this portion of the Bible that says the young people carry vision. So they have decided to invest in the young men and women. So the young men and women are doing well in America. Take a person like Bill Gates. He started when he was 19, when he started Microsoft Corporation. If you take Michael Dell, he started Dell Computers when he was 19. Mark Zuckerberg started when he was 18. Even the Apple Corporation, 2 guys came together to build Apple Corporation. That's Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Jobs was 21 and Wozniak was, 24. We have a lot of young people in this part of the world. They have the vision, but they don't have what it takes to realize that vision. So my government is going to make provision for these young people to realize their visions. So we are going to set up a $10 billion job fund. Now, this $10 billion job fund, so for us, you have a vision, and you need, let's say, $10 million, $5 million, whatsoever, to kickstart. We'll provide you a loan, and then we guide you to realize that vision. Because we believe that if you're able to support our young men and women with funding, they'll be able to bring the best out of them. So that is the clear vision. Now, because we are supporting visions, we should also support knowledge acquisition. So we are going to support our young men with free university education. So there's going to be free, total free, from level 100 to the final year. You are going to go to school for free. And also adding to the existing free SHS, we are going to support parents whose kids are going to gain admission to first year in SHS. We support them with money to enable them to buy their trunks, their chobosos. I'm talking about the prospectors, because some parents are seriously find difficult to raise that money to send their wards to school. So this is what we're going to do. Free university, free senior high school. Now, every child below, those from primary school up to senior high school, are going to read computer programming and coding as compulsory. Because we want our kids by the age of 14, 15, 16 should be able to put up their own applications. Because the way the world is changing, the way the world is going, it's all about knowledge. What you know will determine how far you go. So we want to invest in our kids, invest in them, prepare them. And then it's not everybody that will be able to go through academics. Some people, they have certain gifts, like dancers, musicians, whatsoever. They can do anything, footballers, whatever it is. We are going to invest in them to develop their talent. Okay. So we are going to make provision such that our young people will not lose. They will gain, and then they will make it. Seeing our brothers from the disabled community, I want us to assure them that our government is going to compel businesses, companies in Ghana. We are going to force them. It's going to be compulsory that every business should employ a disabled person. At least 2 people. We don't want to see our disabled brothers and sisters begging on the street, going through hustle. We are going to support them. Now, aside this, we are also going to provide young kids below 18 years child benefits. Fortunately for me, I raised all my kids, or I had my kids in UK and Ireland and US. But we've been living most of our lives in Ireland. My kids have enjoyed child benefits. The 6 kids every month were given something. So when I become president, I want to do the same thing for the kids here in Ghana. So every child is going to receive 500 cedis every month as child benefit. And we are not ending it there. We also want to extend it to those who are unemployed, because we believe that it's not everybody that's going to be in unemployment. Yeah. So those who are unemployed, we are also going to provide them unemployment benefits of 700 cedis per person. Now, somebody will be saying, how are you going to do this in Ghana? It's very simple. I'm an accountant by profession. I'm a chartered certified accountant. I've worked in the US, I've worked in the UK and in Ireland. And I've spent time to learn their system, how they go about those things. The reason why we are introducing the unemployment benefit to protect businesses. Because what I've seen in Africa is that when somebody's coming to power, the idea is that I'm coming to arrest people, I'm going to punish people, I'm going to destroy people, all those kind of stuff. No, we need to protect businesses and protect jobs. Now, if you are paying unemployment benefits, you are not going to joke with somebody's business. Because if you collapse somebody's business, you know that those people are going to be a burden on you. Yeah. So you're going to protect their jobs. And then also, the reason why we are introducing unemployment benefit and things like that is to pump money into the system, to stimulate the economy, to generate demand activities. So when you have money on you, you definitely buy goods and services. Those who are providing these goods and services will have people to buy. And then it will have effect on GBC, because if your goods, people are buying, you definitely advertise on GBC. And then the workers at GBC will be paid well. So it will have a ripple effect on the economy. Now, when I become president, the nice jacket you are wearing, the shoes, everything that we consume here, those that we can produce, we're going to empower people to produce them here instead of importing them. If we take rice, for instance, we are not going to import rice after 6 months in government. We are not going to import poultry When I say poultry, I'm talking about frozen chicken and all those stuff. After 6 months in government, we're not going to import them to Ghana again. We are not going to import cosmetics, especially the creams that we use on our body. We are going to support people to produce them here. In addition, we are going to add value to our natural resources that God has given to us, like bauxite, manganese, lithium, all those minerals that God has given to us. We are going to add value to them. If you are able to add value to bauxite, for instance, we can produce this here. We can produce windows frames, aluminium window frames, because the end product of bauxite is aluminium. And whatever we can use aluminium to produce, we're going to have them here. So we're going to build a bauxite refinery, and then we produce alumina out of bauxite, and then we fill vacuum with alumina, and vacuum will turn the alumina into aluminium. And then when we get the aluminium, what we have to do is to build what we call extrusion plant. So we can build car engine blocks, pistols, anything that we use aluminium to do, we can produce them here. So even airplane parts, we can build them here. Okay? So we're going to turn Ghana into an industrial hub. And to do that, like manganese, we can get alloys from manganese. All that we have to do is to build a refinery. Gold. We have been entrusting our gold resources into the hands of foreigners for quite too long. And then we got to change. So because the Anglo gold, the whatever people, they are giving us only 5%, they are taking it to 5%. When I become president, all those into Galamsey, I'm going to bring all of them together to form company. So if, let's say, you have 3 million Galamseyers, instead of them doing individually, destroying our forest reserves and stuff like that, I will add them to put their resources together so that they can have one big capital to do something like a large-scale mining, like Anglo Gold or Newmont. If you have 3 million people and each person is bringing you, let's say, 100 cities, when you multiply 100 cities by 3 million, it's 300 million. So if they are bringing 1,000 cities, it's 3 billion cities. If they are bringing 10,000, it's what, 30 billion cities. These guys, they have more than 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000. So on average, assuming they are bringing 10,000, and they are, let's say, 1 million, instead of the 3 million Galamseyers, and 1 million decide to go into collective investment, they can raise 10 billion among themselves, and then they can compete with Newmont, and then they can compete with Anglo Gold. They can create jobs for themselves, and then they will create wealth for this country. The reason why we are poor is that we are not doing things together. We are doing things individually. So we are not able to raise big capital. When I become president, I'm going to inspire Ghanaians, encourage Ghanaians that, hey, one man, you can't do anything. So collectively, if let's say we are 1 million people, let's come together. Let's put our monies together. Let's form one big capital and let's do it so that we share the returns. Anytime something happens, like the lithium that we had recently, we gave it out freely. How much? Free. And they gave us 7%. And then they gave us option to buy 6% at 40 million euros. Now, in the total production cost is $125 million. But we paid 40 million euros to receive 6% of our own resources. And how many years are they going to use to recoup their money? It's what? 9 months, they are getting the monies back. So when I become president, I'm going to change the narrative. I will make sure that things that we think we cannot do, we can do them. When we put our monies together, we can employ anybody anywhere in the world to come and work for us. We had oil, but when we had oil, we call Tala Oil and Adako, Cosmos Energy to come and take everything, and then them giving us 10%. But if we have put monies together, we would have raised huge sums of money and then go into the production. Assuming you don't have the know-how, you don't have the knowledge, We could have employed people from anywhere in the world to come and work for us, and then we pay them for their services so that the ownership stays here with us. The reason why we are poor is that everything that belongs to us has been taken away. So we need to change that. Now, if you go around the country, Mecom, China Mall, Palace Mall, all those, everything is what? Outside owners. And they are not even producing them here. They are importing. So there's always pressure on the dollar. And we are not generating enough dollars. But we are spending more dollars than we are generating. That is why now the dollar is 17 cedis. How do we reverse that? We got to start producing things here. So when I become president, I call some boat testers, for instance. We're going to pump money in to revamp it. Japan testers are going to put money in to revamp it. In Kumasi, for instance, I've seen that there are they import a lot of biscuit when you go to Pampaso area. So I've promised the Kumasi people that when I become president, I'm going to support them to build biscuit factory there. So that instead of importing biscuits, they produce them here in Ghana. Kumasi, they produce a lot of shoes. So, but the volumes are not many. So we need to help them. If we don't produce in large volumes, it means the cost of per unit is going to be high. So when I become president, I want us to build a very big factory for the Kumasi people to produce the shoes that we use. Instead of importing shoes, we produce them here. Everything that we can produce, we are going to put a ban from importing them, and then we help our people to produce them. Sometimes you go around and you see these MPs, MPP MPs and NDC MPs, when they are looking for positions, they'll go and buy sewing machines, maybe 500, and then they assemble it, and then they bring the people in the community, and then they'll be sharing it to their party people, one. To me, I don't see any sense in that. It's a total waste. That 500 sewing machines, if they have brains, they should have built a shed, okay? Build a mini factory there so that they put all the machines there, and then they engage the services of those young people who have done this sewing training, whatever, and then they work there. So you understand? And then you give them working capital. But because of show off and because they want to deceive the people, then they will be sharing those things. They are wasting our resources because all those monies are our monies, okay? They are wasting them. So when I become president, all those things will cease. We will produce everything here instead of importing. And the more we are able to produce, then I will be able to strengthen our cities. When I become president, we are not going to borrow money to buy cocoa, because I don't see any cocoa farmer who has ever received $1 when they are buying his cocoa. But always we go and borrow syndicated loan to buy cocoa. When I become president, we're going to put a stop to that. And then we'll use our own cities to run the economy. We are not going to depend on dollar when I become president. Everything will be city. Because we don't use dollars here. But it's like we quote everything in dollars. Why? And that is putting pressure on us. So if you're working here, maybe from the beginning of the year, you were receiving 10,000, I'm just using a quote, every man was receiving 10,000 cedis. The dollar then was, say, 10 cedis. So it means you're receiving $1,000. And now the dollar is 17 cedis, and you're still receiving 10,000. It means the value of your money has dwindling. So we need to look at that. Instead of devaluing our currency, we will rather appreciate our currency. And I think I have the trick to do that. So when I become president, that's one thing that I can promise Ghanaians, that we're going to strengthen our city to make sure that whatever you carry has value, and then you don't lose value anyhow. We're also looking at infrastructure. Like we promised in our manifesto that we're going to build 10 state-of-the-art ultra-modern hospitals to turn Ghana into a medical tourism center. Instead of our leaders traveling from here to go abroad for their medical treatment, rather it will be the reverse. People rather come here for treatment so that we can have the best of medicine. Now, looking at our sports, we have a lot of young people who can participate in the World Athletics, Olympic Games. By the time you go to such programs, you have only 6 people, 7 people going to. But I compare ourselves to Jamaica. Our economy is 3 times bigger than Jamaica's economy. But Jamaica is able to send about 200 or 300 contingents to Olympic Games or World Athletics. But we are not able. So I'm going to reverse that. I will make sure we invest in our people so that they can participate in such games and bring both. The more we invest in our sports, we create jobs. So it is part of our plan that we're going to invest in our sports industry to turn it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now we can see that our soccer is struggling, that the football is struggling. Even if the soccer is struggling, what about the other sports? Because we believe that sports will create jobs and it will create wealth for our people. We are going to also invest in our creativity. That's our creative arts industry. When you talk about the creative arts, we are looking at architectural, we are looking at graphics, we are looking at designs, we're looking at films, we're looking at music and anything that is creative. So we're going to set up a bank called the Creativity Bank to support those who are going into do it well. The end result is to create jobs and to create wealth. We're looking at our agri sector. We are going to set up a farmers bank. That farmers bank is to support farmers. So we are going to give those who are producing rice $500 million in the form of a loan to enable them to produce all the rice we need here instead of importing them. We are also going to give $500 million in the form of a loan to our poultry farmers so that instead of importing poultry, we produce them here. But somebody will say, oh, if you start banning importation of those things, you're going to destroy other people's business. No. Those who are importing, sometimes they spend about 4 or 5 months before they get their goods in here. So if they are able to wait for that long, why don't they give those monies to our farmers to produce them for them? So the more our farmers are able to produce in large volumes, then economies of scale will set in, and then the cost per unit will go down so that we become more competitive. This is what we want to do. We have so much to do, especially our roads. If you look at our manifesto, we have promised that at least by 2028, we should be able to face all our road networks. We don't want to see our people driving on potholes. And then I want to promise Ghanaians that when I become president, the accident rates on our roads is going to be very, very minimal, especially major roads like Accra to Takoradi, Elubo, and then Kumasi, Accra, you know, that stretch. I mean, for some years now, people have been having that fear that whenever you travel on that, you have to pray and pray and pray before you get to your destination. I want to assure Ghanaians that when I become president, those kind of avoidable accidents are going to be avoided.
Okay, all right. Let's put ours together from exactly 1 time, 20 minutes. All right. So we'll go through some of the things we've talked about. But starting off, I noticed that you focused on a human-centered approach. You've quoted a lot of Bible verses. What do you make of National Cathedral?
I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, National Cathedral is a good investment. What makes it a good investment?
If you have been able to build it, apart from the place looking beautiful and the rest, it would have also generated revenue. Because people are going to use the place for their weddings, they're going to use it for so many programs like gospel programs and stuff like that. They're not going to use it for free. They're going to pay for it, okay? Now, I've heard people saying that it's the biggest hole ever. About $58 million has been sunk into that. Now, you see, anybody who says that perhaps doesn't know what is going on there.
What's going on there?
Yeah, because they are digging that hole for car park.
The hole we see there is for car park.
Exactly. Go to airport.
You mean the one we are seeing there at the National Cathedral is for car park?
Yeah, exactly. When you go to airport right now, you see just beside the airport shell, there's a building project going down there. They have sunk same hole there. Because these days, why are they going to park their vehicles when you send about, let's say, 1,000 vehicles there? So you should make provision for that. Anytime you see what do you call them? Skyscrapers and all those high-rising buildings, beneath our car park. Because it should make provision for that. So people don't seem to understand what is going on. So please.
But you understand what is going on?
Yes, because I've visited the place.
Okay.
I've asked what is going on, and I don't even need a malam to tell me that the purpose of that hole
is for
yes,
car park.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the understanding you get, or that's what you've been told.
Yeah, that.
Have you seen the design of the cathedral?
Exactly, I've seen it.
And that place is meant to be a car park.
I mean, multi story. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So when you go to Cantonment,
yes,
you see Ernst and Young.
Yes.
You see their buildings.
Yes.
You see cars parking beside the buildings. Look at the number of people who are working in those buildings. Where do you think they are parking their vehicles? Down there.
Right. So it means that if you become president, you continue with the National Cathedral?
Fantastic. I will do it.
You do it?
I will do it.
Irrespective of what Ghanaians are saying?
No, because people don't even know the benefit. So we need to explain the benefit to them.
The benefit is what? Generating revenue?
Exactly. Because everything I'm going to do is going to create jobs, going to create wealth. Because people are going to maintain it. People who are working there, are you okay? If they are focused to build it, those who are working there as masons and artisans, I mean, they are doing something. They are buying your cement. They are buying your iron rods. So the economy is moving, okay? You are calling for jobs. You are looking for a job. But you are stopping somebody to do something that will create job for somebody.
Oh, so for your understanding, the cathedral's construction is for creation of jobs?
Yes, because people are going to work there.
Not with the president's mind of honoring God?
No, he in his mind, he is thinking of honoring God.
Yes.
But to me, where I'm sitting, I'm looking at the business bit of it.
Oh, okay.
Everything is about business, okay? We should run this country in a business-minded approach. You have business acumen to run government. If you don't have business acumen, criminals, or crime, you cannot charge people for crime, okay? People will definitely jump traffic, okay? So if you have a solid business-minded police, IGP or whatever, you will make money from traffic offenses. The traffic offenders, definitely they will do it. Okay. So you charge them for that.
So with the millions already spent, and we seeing that hole, which you say that is for car park, you're prepared to spend more.
And get it done.
And get it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, let me tell you something. You may not understand it.
You do this irrespective of what Ghanaians are saying.
I will explain to Ghanaians why we need to do it. So should we leave it wasted, or we should continue and get it done so that we can get money from it? If, let's say, you are doing your wedding and you get a place like that place to go and do your wedding and you are paying 50,000.
I should pay 50,000 for my wedding for that place.
For the venue.
For the venue.
Yeah, exactly.
50,000.
Maybe 100,000.
Because I'm getting married.
Yeah, some people are maybe because you don't have money. That's why. Maybe.
I don't think it's about not having money. But I mean, for a venue, I don't think it's about not having money.
Sometimes when you don't have money,
it's about prudence.
Everything is expensive.
It's about prudency.
No.
And controlling that whole frugality.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
We are here in this world for a short time. We are not going to live here forever. We will go and other people will come.
Yes.
So once you are here, you have to leave your name behind. So you have to invest in good things. Like your jacket you are wearing. It's a nice jacket.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
So, but this one is expensive. But somebody could have maybe...
But it's not 50,000 actually. So
I know. But this one will be more expensive than what this guy is wearing. So you chose to wear this.
But that's your supporter. And you gave him your T-shirt.
No, it's a choice.
Yes.
Somebody want to do his wedding under a tree. Somebody want to do his wedding in Dubai.
Okay.
Somebody want to do his wedding in somebody's living room. Okay?
Yes.
But somebody want to have a good place.
To do the wedding.
To do the wedding.
That's
so
fair enough.
You will spend the money to do it. Are you okay? Somebody, maybe somebody like despite son or daughter.
Okay.
Want to
let's move progress now. Let's move away from the National Cathedral. Let's talk about the 10 billion job fund.
Yeah.
How are you actually going to set up this fund? Where is the money going to come from?
Yeah, the money is going to come from so many angles.
Like?
From the private sector.
Okay.
From the private sector. And then we're going to get money to set up a creativity bank. We're going to set a farmers bank. That's what the $10 billion will be doing. The purpose is to lend money to our people so that they can do whatever they want to do. It's not free money.
Okay.
We are giving you a loan. You take the loan, do whatever business you want to do, but you pay back. Because we don't want our young people to be frustrated. Because somebody may have a great idea that can turn this country around or turn the whole world around, like Elon Musk. We have a lot of Elon Musk in our midst. But because they don't get the needed support, they get frustrated, and then it ended up in a mess or anything like that. But when they see that this country is a land of opportunity, that if I can think about this and I can get it done, then you see the ingenuity of our people.
Okay.
So we need to be ready to support our people to realize their visions. Yeah.
You talked about having a bank for agric.
Yes, Farmers Bank.
Farmers Bank.
Yeah.
How different is that bank going to be compared to ADB?
Yeah, purposely for farmers.
And what's Agriculture Development Bank also for?
Yeah, Agriculture Development Bank is supporting traders and supporting whatever, so they have lost focus. Okay, so this Farmers Bank purposely is for farmers.
So why don't you?
So if you want to
why
go
don't you
into,
let them go back to the original mandate than setting up a new bank?
No, let them do whatever they are doing now. They are supporting traders, but this one is meant purposely for the poultry farmers. At least $500 million should be allocated to them. They go there, Dako farms, Mankwaze farms, Ekropon farms. If they list say $50 million, in CD equivalent, they should be able to get that money. If they need 100 million, they can raise it. Okay, so for us, you use the money purposely for put a stop to importation of rice. We want to put a stop to importation of poultry. So, but we want to make our people, resourceful.
You talked about free university.
Yeah.
For public universities or private universities?
Public university is going to be free, but the private universities, our people will be good. In Legon, you are paying, let's say, 3,000 or let's say 5,000 per semester. When you go to Central University, because you are a Ghanaian, we will pay 5,000 to Central University on your behalf. Okay? But if Central University is taking, let's say, less than 5,000, then we pay the full. But if Central University is taking less than 6,000, we pay 5,000, and then you look for the 1,000.
And where are you going to get the money from to take care of that expenditure? Because there's free senior high school, which obviously has increased enrollment. And if it has increased enrollment, the possibility that this same number might even go to the university is also very high, which is also going to increase expenditure there. So you're paying more at the senior high school level. You even talk about supporting parents to pay for their perspective, which is also going to increase expenditure. So there's kind of double expenditure there at the senior high school level. And there's another one to the tertiary level. That's a lot of money. How much? Where are you going to get those money from?
Yeah, this is an investment. You are investing in the people.
Yes.
Now,
but where will you get them first?
No, I'm coming. Yes. I need to understand. I need to explain to you before you appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah. A child who drops out from JHS or SHS and is not going further, how much salary do you think the person will be earning if the person works here? Maybe 1,000 cedis. So if the person is able to go to university, that person may end up earning around 5,000 cedis. So what do you think government is going to get from these two people, the one who graduated at JHS or SHS and the one who managed to get to university? The one from university, let's say if he's earning 5,000 and he's paying 10% tax, it's 500 cedis. The one at SHS, if he is earning 1,000 and he's paying 10% tax, it's what? 100 cedis. Okay? So why don't you invest in that guy to go to university so that you pay more taxes to the state? If you are able to get, let's say, 1 million people to go to free university and you spend, let's say, 10 billion, or 10 billion is even less, 100 billion on them. And then those 1 million people come out from university and they are earning, let's say, 5,000 averagely. Okay? And you are taxing them 10%, it's 500 cities. 500 by 1 million is 500 million. Okay? So within the shortest possible time, you're able to recoup all the money I've invested in the people. Okay? So that is why you have to invest in the people, even if you can borrow money, to invest in the people to make it so that you can take more from them. It's better than to allowing them to wallowing in what? In poverty.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can afford 5,000.
Yeah.
To pay for maybe your child to go to the university.
Yeah.
Somebody cannot afford that 5,000.
Yeah.
So why should your child get free university compared to the person who cannot actually afford 5,000? Shouldn't it be targeted so that the ones who can afford it can actually pay for it, and those who cannot, we guess government takes care of that?
Yeah, those who can pay.
Yes.
Like you are saying,
yes,
are people who are paying the taxes. So why are you denying their children?
Because they can afford.
Because they can afford, so you are double taxing them. They are all our case. They are all our assets. Remember, every serious country, yeah, they see their people as their assets.
Yeah.
And those assets are the ones that are going to produce the returns. You don't turn them into liabilities. So instead of having our young people roaming around, doing nothing, get them together, invest in them, let them be productive. Whatever you invest in them, when they become productive, you are going to get your monies back. You are also going to reduce crime rate in the country. If you are doing well, do you think a politician will call you and say, George, let's go and do some whatever demonstration or whatever, if you are seriously working at GBC? But when the politician call you, Charlie, let's go and do demonstration. No, because you believe that these hours are productive hours. So you waste that time to go and do wahala on the street. You know, so let's invest in the people, let the people become productive, and then we can get the best from our people, and this country will prosper.
No importation of rice.
Yeah.
What's the plan to ensure that whatever we grow in here is enough to feed the entire population?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to give them funding, those who are producing.
Yes.
And then whilst they are producing, and then we also have developed some taste of perfumed rice. So other people will also build factories. You know, perfumed rice, we just perfumerize it. We take them through machine and then become perfumed rice. So somebody will also build that. And then somebody will do packaging. Okay? So whilst you are producing, it's going to be all year round. Don't wait only on when the weather is good. All year round, because you have the money to buy the latest technology. And then you can produce and feed the people.
All year round, and rice production needs a lot of water, so irrigation is key.
Exactly.
What's the plan to
ensure
that we have that all year round constant irrigation? Having in mind that the biggest threat also when it comes to irrigation is climate change. So how then do we take off the shortfall in there? Have the constant all year round farming subject mainly based on irrigation.
Yeah, it's technology. It's all about technology. And then you need money to do the technology. So that's why we are making monies available, so they can get the best or the newest.
Use technology to have an enhanced irrigation system to give you the all year round farming.
Oh yes, when you have the technology applied.
How are you going to apply that technology?
No, I'm coming. Yeah. When you have this small portion of land, you can grow less than 4 times in a year. Okay, because rice, 3 months they are ready, so you can do all year round. Okay, so when the technology is there, the what do you call it? Productivity is going to double, or is going to depend on the technology is available. Are you okay? So when you have the money, you can buy it. But when you don't have the money, the technology will be available. We cannot afford it.
I'm just wondering how the technology is going to help you have a good irrigation system, because irrigation is one key thing for farmers, especially rice farmers.
We have a lot of water down here. We have a lot of water down here. It's all left to you to pull them, okay, and bring them up. So whatever machines or technology that you have, you can bring them. Yeah.
Okay. And finally, before Doreen comes in here, you talked about child benefits.
Yeah.
Explain that further, and let's see how.
Oh yeah. Every child is a potential taxpayer.
Every child is a potential taxpayer.
Yeah. Yes. So whilst the child is around, you know, we have laws that children are not supposed to work. If you are below 18, our law says you're not supposed to work. Yeah. But government must invest in those cases. That government must take responsibility in bringing up those children. So as the next president of this country, have this responsibility on my neck that I have to support parents to bring up their children. Okay? So we give each child 500 cedis every month. Though it's not enough, but it's to buy whatever they want to buy with it. So the first Tuesday of the month, the money will drop in your account.
Every child?
Every child. Okay. 500 Ghana. Like myself, I have 6 kids. You see, these 6 children, assuming you have 6 children, and you are getting 3,000 cedis every month. What are you going to do with the money? You go and buy goods and services. So when you are buying goods and services, you are helping businesses to grow. Okay? When businesses are doing well, okay, the monies will come back to the state in the form of taxation. Now, when I give you 3,000 and then you buy goods and services, you suffer VAT. The VAT will come to the state. The same money that I've given you, I'm taking some. Anytime you buy something, I'm taking some in the form of VAT. Now, the businesses that you are buying from, if the businesses feel that now things are going well, they will start employing people. So when they start employing people, they are going to pay them. And when they pay them, they will take PAYE, pay as you earn. And when they take the pay as you earn, it's coming to the state. Now, the money left the net pay. When they go and buy goods and services too, they are suffering VAT. So the money come back to the state. So the money that the government is going to give to the case, one way or the other, majority of the chunk of the money will come to. But it's going to help businesses to also thrive and going to sustain jobs and create jobs.
Okay, all right. You're going to continue the free senior high school.
Yeah.
You even said that you're going to help parents pay for the prospectus.
Yeah, exactly.
Free university education.
Exactly.
But if you look at the educational chain,
yeah,
the important aspect of our educational system, or any educational system, has got to do with the foundation.
Exactly.
The nursery, the kindergarten,
exactly,
the primary, the junior high before you even move to the senior high level.
Yeah.
What's your plan at that level to ensure that the children get that solid foundation at that basic level before even the free aspect also comes in?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can, if they have a weak foundation,
it's going to
free senior high school is a waste of resources. Free university is also a waste of resources.
Exactly.
So what's the plan to have a very solid foundation?
Yeah, the plan is that where my kids went to school, I've learned a lot from that end. And
outside Ghana?
Exactly.
Okay.
All my children, they all went to school outside because I had them there. And I'm bringing what my kids enjoyed to Ghana.
Okay.
Okay? So they're going to have quality classroom. The environment is going to be key. And every school is going to have free Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, because you cannot do technology without Wi-Fi. So it's going to be free Wi-Fi. It's part of our manifesto. Okay? Now, the kids, the basic ones, you know, I mentioned earlier on that they are going to learn computer programming and coding.
Yes.
Okay? That's why we are providing them free Wi-Fi. Okay? We'll give them the best of environment. So your kids will not go to school and come home dirty. Okay? Because where they're going to play and everything will be neat. Okay? So we give them whatever they need. And then we also give them hands-on education.
Okay.
The kids are going to, everything is going to be hands-on, not theory, you know. So the basic, and I can also tell you that all our young people from primary school up to senior high school, they are going to learn what we call savings and investment, going to inculcate in them savings and investment. Okay? So there are a lot that our kids are going to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we are going to invest in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll leave my questions here, and then we'll move over to Doreen when our guest here in the studio also asks some questions. So Doreen, I will cede over to you now. Yes.
Thank you so much, and welcome to my favorite part of the conversation, where I give you the part to ask all the relevant questions you want. So if you, as usual, if you have a question, just raise your hand and notify me. I'll bring the microphone to you. You mention your name, where you're coming from, and then you go ahead with your question. I'll first start with my own question. So my question has to do with the issue you pointed out about why every Ghanaian child should enjoy free senior high school and free university education like you are proposing. we've had experts who say that the current structure of the free senior high school is a major contributory factor to our current economic crisis. And I'll quote Professor Lord Mensah of the University of Ghana. He is a professor at the University of Ghana Business School, and he says that the free SHS policy should be targeted at households who truly cannot afford the fees of the awards. I want to know, how do you reconcile what an expert is saying about how it is contributing to our economic crisis to what you are saying about the fact that everyone should enjoy? Would you not be adding up to our current economic challenges?
Is expert in what?
In economics.
Okay. I think you should go for a refund of your school fees.
Why?
Why?
You see, any country that refuses to invest in its people will go nowhere. We need to invest in our people. You see, you can have gold, but if you don't have knowledge, how do you add value to the gold that you have? You may have oil, but if you don't have knowledge, how do you add value to the oil? You have cocoa, because we don't have knowledge. So the cocoa, we are selling them raw beans, okay? Until we invest in our people, for people to become knowledgeable in adding value or turning things around, we're going nowhere. You can have, we are poor as a country because we have refused to do the right things. And the right thing is to invest in the people. That is what LPG is going to do. We will invest in the people.
Okay.
Yeah, because we believe that when we are able to invest in all our people and they all become productive, then this country will get more taxes from them. Because you can have so many people, and because they don't have anything to do, what are you going to get from them?
But why don't you just target it to households that cannot afford? Because really, we've had parents who say that they should be allowed to even pay the fees of the awards, so that those that cannot afford
if you can afford, no problem. If you want to, no problem. We will not force you because we take the money and you keep investing in the people. So far as people can volunteer and say, oh, may I have the money, I want to help government. Why not? We take the money and then help our people. Because the bottom line is that we have to get our people well informed, become more knowledgeable, and then, because this is what God is telling me. He says, lack of knowledge, the people perish. So we should keep on perishing.
Well, some other people have questions, so we'll take a couple of them, 3 questions at a time.
Okay.
We'll respond to those 3 questions, and then we'll come back for another set of questions. So please go ahead, your name, where you're coming from, and then your question.
My name is Ajiman. Thank you for your delivery tonight. And please, my question is about rent and housing in Ghana. Believe it or not, rent issues in Ghana are disturbing Ghanaians so much. And not long ago, I think 3 days ago, I spoke to a friend, and his rent has been increased from 200 cedis to 300 cedis a month. He lives in a room, 1 bedroom, self-contained. And I asked him, why do you think your landlord is doing that? And he says, the landlord has a project somewhere. The landlord has a project somewhere he's completing. And he like approached the landlord to plead with him to at least to move it to 300 cedis or 400 cedis. The landlord says he builds the house with his own money, and no rent control, no other government agency can just intervene to speak on my friend's behalf. So I want to ask, what will your government, or how will your government handle issues like this? Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much for your question. We'll take one from this side, and then we'll take your response.
My name is Joseph Odemensa from More Hope for Disabled Foundation. You spoke nice about persons with disability. Honestly speaking, we went to rehabilitation center to learn a trade, but when we finish the school, we left out to go and do our own thing. We cannot also compete with the ables, because sometimes when they finish their product, they put it in the box. They carry it along. We cannot do that. We suffer. What will you do different to ensure that persons with disability also enjoy the benefit of their hands work? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. We'll take another one here, and then we would answer that.
Good evening.
Hello.
Please, my name is Victoria Gabionu from More Hope Foundation. My question is, in the last population census, persons with disability have increased. The District Assembly Common Fund for Disabled is still 3% and also being diverted. What is your thoughts on transforming the 3% into disability allowance to benefit all PWDs?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. So, Mr. Akpaloo, you get to answer these 3 questions, and then we'll come back for another set.
All right.
Okay.
So start with Rajiman.
Yeah,
Raise issues.
Yeah, Mr. Ajuman. I will suggest you get a copy of our manifesto. It's stated clearly in it that we are going to have affordable rental accommodation. You know, previously, the government have been talking about affordable housing. But we believe that affordable housing, they are selling it. And when you sell them, it's only the rich who will be able to buy. So the poor who actually need places to sleep will not have the money or the means to buy them. So we are proposing affordable rental accommodation. So we're going to build housing, but what we're going to do is that we rent them out. You are not going to pay any rent advance like 1 year or 2 years or whatever. It's going to be monthly rent, and it's going to be stable. Like nobody's going to worry you like this or that. And we're going to build a lot. Last time I was in Choco, and I promised the people there that when I become president, we're going to build these high-rising buildings there. So if this is your land, we take your land, we build a high-rising, let's say 20 floors, and we give you 1 floor because we are taking your land. We give you 1 floor. We do the same thing in Ashaman because we believe that it's time that we use the airspace instead of building here, there, then wasting the land. We have to look beyond the next 200 years, the next 300 years. If we don't start using the airspace, we'll be wasting all our land. And the time will come, we'll not have a place to farm or to do other purpose. So I can promise you that in our government, we are going to help you to have a place to call home. I have lived in UK and Ireland, and we have what we call council houses. Council houses is that the government will find you a place. And then maybe it's somebody's private property. They will rent it out and give it to you to stay there. And then you pay some minimum rent, okay? We want to bring those kind of stuff here to help our people. Because I have lived, I've struggled before. And I've lived personally, on tables, in front of people's shops in Accra here. So I understand what people are going through. People are living in containers, people are living in kiosks and all those kind of stuff. So I've gone through that and I understand what people are feeling. So when I become president, you don't need to tell me to make provision for such people to live comfortably.
And then Joseph, concerning persons with disability,
yes,
and how they can also enjoy from their skills,
exactly,
compared to the able ones who are able to market their work very well.
If you look at where it's coming from the creative. So we are going to have a creativity bank. That creativity bank will support them to get them proper funding to set up properly. So if they are able to, maybe you want to start something and then you need a place, you can rent a place. Or if you want to build a shed somewhere to sell his product. Because he can raise money here, he can use them to run that business. That's what you're going to do.
Okay.
So you will learn a trade. When you finish learning the trade, there will be monies available for them to kickstart. But it's going to be in the form of a loan. There's no free money.
Okay.
We give it to them, and then.
But the other challenge that he's talking about here is that they are able to engage in some stuff. They do shoes and all that.
Yeah.
But the challenge is how to market it and to sell it. Compared to an able person who can actually make that shoe and market it to get some sales. But unfortunately, because of the challenge that they find themselves, they're not able to do that. So what's going to be that complementary role to play in there so that they can be able to sell their wares?
Yeah, it doesn't need to carry them. It doesn't need to carry them. What you need is you need a shop. You need a shop to sell from.
Okay.
I can promise you that in my government, it will be difficult to have people selling on the street.
In your government?
Yeah. Because we want to help people. Like we take a great regional police, what do you call it, central police station.
Yeah.
And around the Cocoa Board area. You know, they're wasting the land. Okay? We need to turn the whole place into, let's say, about 18 or 20 floors as a marketplace. Okay? So that is all there. Okay. So instead of our people selling on the street, they can have a place to sell their products. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So they will learn their trade, and then they'll have a place to sell them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Victoria talked about the 3% that is within the District Assembly Common Fund to help with the disabled people, whether you can actually move that into a disability allowance.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because we are coming out with unemployment benefit and the rest. So there will be a series of allowances. You know, if they are working, they are making income. It will depend on how much they are making, and then that will determine how much they will earn from the state. Anybody with disability will be treated differently, with special treatment. You know, we don't want our people from the disabled community feel disrespected or something like that. We want them to feel part of society. That's why initially I said that it's going to be compulsory for every business out there to employ a disabled person. So if the disabled person is working, sometimes you may not need that allowance that we are talking about, unless the person is unemployed. Okay. And if you have a child and the child is disabled, we want you to have the joy to take care of that child. So we're going to give you a special allowance to a benefit to enable you to take care of the child. Because where I have lived, kids with disability are treated special. You know, if they are going to school, it's the government who pay for their transport to pick them and take. It's only this part of the world that we just want to walk over the disabled people. Now we're going to reverse that. We're going to change that. We want them to feel special. So, you know, the car parks and the rest, there should be a place for disabled people. So if you go and park there, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay? Then if you are building the house, it's going to be compulsory that you make provision for disabled people. You can't just build a house anyhow. Yeah.
All right. This is GBC's Presidential Encounter. It's part of the programs put together by the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to get the presidential candidates closer to you, for you to understand their policies, their programs, and their plans for Ghana if they become the next president of this beautiful country of ours. We are live on GBC News. We are live on Boni TV. We are live on Unique FM, which serves the Greater Accra region here, and across the 16 regions of this country, various regional FM stations. 18 of those radio stations all picking this program live on the internet at gbcghanaonline.com. On Facebook is Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Talking about Facebook, which is GTV Ghana, Ghanaians are responding to your comments concerning you continuing a national cathedral. We'll talk more about that, but let's go for a quick break. When we return, we will continue with a set of questions. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Election 2024. All too soon, Ghana is ready for an all-important national exercise, Election 2024.
To bring you live discussions, live coverage of the elections, and update you on events from the camps of all the political parties. On top of that, bring you facts and figures of the results from the constituencies.
From all 16 regions of the country, our correspondents will bring you spot-on, real-time report on election 2024. We will leave no stone unturned, no sand concealed.
We are the voice of the people and the future of our nation. Stay informed, stay engaged, and follow GBC News election coverage 2024. For us, every vote counts.
With our in-depth analysis of the voting pattern in your constituencies, swing constituencies, strongholds, and the world banks, you will want to stay with GBC News throughout the entire election period.
We put accuracy before speed. So, for reliable, dependable, verified, and uncontestable results, your best bet is GBC News. I am Cyril Furi.
I am Gloria Anderson.
I am George Sapo.
I am Thelma Taki.
I am Maurice Ogbeti.
I am Doreen Ambofo.
Election 2024.
Ghana wins.
Welcome back, and this is GBC's Presidential Encounter, live on GBC News and live across the 16 regions on our various regional FM stations. On the internet is gbcghanaonline.com. We'd like to say big thanks to Star Ghana for this support of this particular program. Our guest is the presidential candidate for the Liberal Party of Ghana, Kofi Akpaloo, and he's been talking to us about his plans and his policies for some hours and minutes now. We're going to continue with our set of questions, which we were doing before we went for that break. So I'm going to just hand over to Doreen to continue with that set of questions. Doreen,
thank you so much, George. And we have a question from Matthew Kabuachua. He's president of the Ghana National Association of the Deaf. And he says that, Mr. Akpaloo, you assured them that in case you win the elections, you will establish PWDs you establish businesses for them. Now, he's saying that currently the disability law has not been implemented or is not yet implemented. So how do you intend to start with your policy? Okay, please take note of that question. We'll take two more questions here and then you can go ahead. Mama, please go ahead. I think she wants to speak. Yeah. Okay, please. If I know more.
No, I'll do it for you.
Local rice no baye biani koni akpa perfume rice eli opren na kan shi biani ya ko mo adun ye hefen na nya adun ye hefen ko ba nye balaka shi omone kema ke da gbin mo fe mo wo mo ni gbe ke bi nsumo mo wa ko ke akene eto hefi ni aba force ni won wona obi no me feel like ba gba wona na gbene nwa bia ne mo fe mo bi ya school me ni fe omo na me du omo bia ne ona me ni ba du na kan nye me ko me yo dan side egbe ame fe ko bia ne ame ka me na walo yi ni ka me fe won lo fun ji en fiti ole o to wa fiti wona hijole ni ya ke jano bia won omo wo hon wa ahio o ke bala ke shin ai pa Nani asho ke ba na feel Ghana not so mean tell man le mi ujuba.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. We'll take one from this side, and then Mr. Kelly, you can answer the questions.
Thank you. My name is Pius. Please, in your speech, you said we are poor. So if we are poor, looking at the agri sector, farmers are using 19th century in farming. What plans do you have for farmers now who want to go into massive production? Because now it goes for massive equipment, machines, and a whole lot of things. So what is your government going to do soon if you should come to power that farmers in Bungurugu Yoyo can say, look, we have big machines which are expensive from your government to operate? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your question. Mr. Akpaloo, please over to you.
So back to you, implementation of the disability law.
Yeah.
Which to him is the basics, because if you don't get that right, how then do you even move on with you?
You don't need that law to work.
Okay.
You don't need that law to work. If you want to work, you will work. If you want to give support to the disabled people, I don't think I need any law before I give them something.
But they're a group of people with special needs. So if you have that special attention for them.
No, what I'm trying to say is that I want the gentleman to understand that we always base on law, and then try to prevent people from getting what they're supposed to get, you understand? Oh, the laws are not ready, and then you are denying people. If the support is there, support them. If the support is there, give it to them.
All right. You said that you're going to ensure that companies employ.
Exactly.
How are you going to do that?
Oh, this law, you can just issue a statement and then it's done.
Okay.
You don't need to...
Not just a statement.
You can issue a statement.
So if a company decides not to employ...
They will.
What if they don't?
They will. Do you know why they will?
No, what if they don't?
No, do you know why they will?
Okay, why would they?
Because they have social responsibility.
Okay.
Corporate social responsibility. So it's part of the social...
But what if they don't?
No. Then why are you participating in CSR?
It could be in other forms, not necessarily employing persons with disabilities.
The CSR, we want you to focus on them. Because we don't want to see our people with disability going around begging. It's an eyesore. Why should we beg? So we should ask them, provide that responsibility.
All right. And you won't even have any law to ensure that that happens?
No, what I'm trying to do, the laws will be there, but
because that will compel them. Yeah, because if there's none, nothing compels them.
Maybe I didn't answer it the way I want you to understand.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that it's not law alone.
Okay.
Because you can have the laws, but the laws are not working. Because in this country, you have a lot of laws, but they are not working. It's about enforcement.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
It's about enforcement.
Yes.
That's what I want to tell you. Maybe I should have said it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's about enforcement.
And
making sure the right things are done. That's all.
And then our mom who spoke, representing market women, talked about having a balance, concerning rice production. You said that you're going to ban the importation of rice.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a balance between the locally produced rice and then the importation of rice so that you don't actually run out from the market? She gave an example of some people that she actually know who have decided to stop that growing local rice because of the challenges they have in their production line. And she also said that it's not every part of the country that is into rice production. So why don't you have a balance between the ones that we import that will complement the ones that is produced here in Ghana, rather than just a total ban on foreign rice?
Yeah, you see, we need to create jobs. And how do we create jobs? We have to get our people working. My brother, I think it adds up to what mommy is saying, my brother's question.
Yeah.
If, let's say, somebody is giving, let's say, $5 million in city equivalent to grow rice, that person can buy the equipment, and then he can employ people to work with. Okay? That's the picture we are bringing. It's not like maybe every farmer giving them like what they are doing, this planting for food, where they give everybody. No, we're talking about industrial. So we give you, let's say, $20 million. We wanted to produce rice, okay? So they can buy the technology. That's why I said the perfumed rice. So the perfumed rice our mommy is saying, we produce them here. It's the same rice. but just that we have to go through some treatment and then become perfume. So we put that machines, we put that plant to process the perfume rice. Instead of importing them, we can do them here.
Okay.
So she will still get her perfume rice that she's looking for, and also the Ghana, the one that we call Ghana rice.
I think her main challenge has got to do with whether we have the capacity,
sustain.
yes, to feed the entire country. That's where her biggest challenge is.
We will get there. Exactly. But if we don't
start until we get there, what do we do?
No. That's why I said after 6 months in government.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, after 6 months in government. So it means that when I come, straight away, I'm going to support people to go in that direction. Because we have to start now, and then after 6 months, be able to start producing whatever we are consuming, instead of importing them. You see, we have to move away from importation. Other than that, these young men will not get jobs. This nice shoe you are wearing, you imported it. The one I'm wearing, we imported it. How do we get our people jobs? So until we put a stop to this over dependency on importation, we're going nowhere.
You talked about my jacket, now you're talking about my shoe.
Yes, because everything from head to toe is import. Yes, so we need to change. Now we need to change, and we can change when we decide to change. Because nobody's going to. We are competing with the global market. They're not going to do anything for us. When they see that they can dump their goods here, they'll keep on dumping. But it's going to have effect on us because our young people are not going to get jobs. The monies that you are using will not be enough. So you are working, you're getting salary, but the salary doesn't have value. Because like the scenario I gave you, you are receiving 10,000 from January, and now you receive the same 10,000. But now because the dollar is 17 cedis, it cannot be compared to the 10,000 you were having at the beginning of the year. So you are working, but you are not feeling. It's like you're always like jittery, you know. It's like you're not happy in the system because of the dollar that is beating our city. Until we stop importing everything and start producing, whilst we are producing, we are strengthening our city. At the same time, we are creating jobs for our young people, and we are creating wealth for ourselves. That is what the theme for our manifesto is: a better tomorrow, a new plan for jobs and wealth creation.
Okay, so I mean, especially with the dollar and city you talked about, what's your projection like? What's the time frame in reducing that kind of pressure that is on the city?
Yeah, so for us, we are able to produce enough to meet our needs. Then we were not going to import anything here.
So what's the time frame in here?
Will be giving us like 2 years. We should be able to, because when you're setting up some factories, it takes some time to put them together. Yeah.
Okay, so within the 2 years.
Yeah, but things like poultry.
Yeah.
It should not take more than 6 months. Poultry. Why should we import chicken, frozen chicken? We shouldn't. If we decide to do it, we can take only 20 poultry farmers and give them $500 million and say, hey, guys, take this and produce for us. And they can produce.
But the issue with the poultry industry is mainly got to do with the feeding.
No problem.
Which most of the time is either not available or not enough.
No problem.
That's the major problem.
No. It's not an issue. The moment you start, value to the poultry product. Okay? Then you do sausages and all those kind of stuff. You see, when you don't start, you won't get there.
Okay.
And then even the drops can be used for fertilizers and things like that. So get start, and then you get there.
Okay.
So we shouldn't be afraid to start something. Let's start. It's like the free SHS that, you know, we're thinking about the next 20 years before we start the free SHS. The 20 years will come and we will still not start. Okay. Now, when they started, they saw a whole lot of problems here and there, and they are correcting them. That's how human being is supposed to be. You don't wait to get it perfect before you start. Get start, and then you identify the problems along the line, and then you correct them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dorian, let's move to the next set.
So Salamatu has a question. Salamatu, please go ahead.
Very much, Ms. Doreen. So my name is Salma Ibrahim Bamba, a student at Unimac IJ and a student coordinator at Youth NREG. So my question is, you spoke more of informing the people, investing in the people, and if the people will be informed, it means it is the work of the journalist. And looking at how journalists are being threatened and being abused and harassed and all that. So what are the adequate support you have in place to make sure that journalists are being protected from these harassments? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Selma. Mr. Akpaloo, I have a question myself. It's still on the free university education.
Okay.
So we know that the NDC, what said is going to support students with first year academic fees, said it's going to cost them $30 million. From your free university you intend to provide, how much do you think that would cost you, let's say, for a semester?
Oh, if NDC is going to do for 30 million, then 4 years multiplied by 4, you get what? 120.
Why are you going to get that kind of money from?
No, even the 120 is no money. Even if it's $10 billion, let me tell you, even if it's $10 billion, it's still no money. Because the benefit you are going to get out of that will supersede that investment that you're going to make.
So you're basing your costing on NDC's costing?
No, I'm just giving her what NDC just told her.
So what are you saying?
Personally, what have you done about what calculations have you done?
Yeah, because we are going to have so many people going to universities. Okay? We're going to have so many of them, not the existing ones. Okay? Because NDC is based on what they have now. We're going to have more. And let me tell you, we're going to convert most of the senior high schools to universities.
You're going to convert most of the senior high schools into the universities?
Exactly. When you take, let's say, Prempeh College, Opokuware, Yasantua, because they are all within one cluster, we put them together to form one university. Okay? So now, your existing JHS, we're going to add additional infrastructure so that the kids will end up, they'll do their 6-year college there. Instead of leaving to go to Prempeh, Wachomo.
So that means that we'll not have Prempehs and the others?
No. We're going to put them together to form more universities because we need more universities to take care of these people who are coming out from our senior high schools.
So you mean that, so these senior high schools that we have, the ones you mentioned, Prempeh College and this and that, you put all of them together into a university?
Yeah.
So we will not have them anymore?
Exactly. What do you need for?
But that's a senior high school.
No, the senior high school will be where we have your JHS.
So you're going to have one senior high school
exactly.
At the JHS level?
You see, let's assume your case doing JHS 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Where they're having it, we just add additional classrooms.
You just build additional classrooms?
Exactly, on the same premises.
Okay.
To do the SS program.
Okay.
Okay, so they are not leaving that place to go anywhere. They are doing it over there.
So that means they are going to build more senior high schools?
Exactly, additional.
By collapsing other senior high schools?
No, we are not collapsing it.
Well, what are you doing?
We are converting them into tertiary. So,
and they were not going to exist anymore?
I don't understand your question.
So if you convert Prempeh and the others into tertiary, so there's not going to be Prempeh College anymore, right?
No. They're not what do we need for? Do you know Twan Secondary School?
Do
you know Twan Secondary School?
Twan Secondary School.
Twan Secondary School.
I don't know.
Okay. Before it was Nkatwatiko. That's Nkawie Twan Training College. And then they converted it to Twan Secondary School. Okay. Now, if you take University of Ghana, before it was University of Ghana, it was a college. Okay. And they converted it to university. So what is new when you convert Prempeh College or Opokuware, we put them together as one university. There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
Okay, you know, you see University of Winneba or whatever, you know that one. University of Education Winneba.
Yes.
Yeah, we had the Kumasi campus. Okay? And then you have the Mampong campus.
Yes.
So what we need to be innovative, you know. We don't need to...
That's an interesting innovation, though.
No, you see, now remember, we are producing more SHS graduates.
Yes.
Where are they going when they finish SHS?
The university.
We need to start thinking. Okay, we need to think that, okay, these young people are coming from, they have to further. We shouldn't drop out as SHS. Where are the universities? Where are the polytechnics? So we have to make provision for that.
All right. So why don't you just encourage the private sector to just have more, to put up more universities too?
If the private sector is ready, nobody's stopping them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's an interesting innovation though. But Gary, let's pick the third one, then he would address Selma's question then the next one that's going to come.
No, the ladies.
Yes, let's just speak that.
Let him just address Salma's question.
Okay, so address Salma's question concerning journalists and protection.
Oh, yeah. You see, if you're a journalist, you have to make sure whatever you are saying, you are telling the truth. Okay? You don't just sit on the radio or TV and be insulting people. Okay? Like yourself, you're a gentleman. I don't think anybody has threatened you before.
No.
So those who have been threatened, they should also check themselves. As simple as that.
You are justifying the threats.
No. You see, don't go and insult somebody to attract insult or beatings.
Journalists who have been attacked have not insulted anyone. The last time I checked, they were just reporting, doing their jobs.
Okay, you are reporting. And if you are reporting facts.
Exactly, they are reporting
and
facts.
You are reporting not maybe trying to raise somebody's reputation. Please, we need to be careful because we know what is going on in this country. Some journalists have made it a point that they are going to ruin other people's reputation. Okay? If you do it to me, maybe I will leave you. But if you do it to somebody, that person will not leave you.
Do
the right thing.
If you feel a journalist offended you in their report, you have other means of getting your grievances
who understand that.
You do not have to attack a journalist.
No, madam, let's be realistic. It's not everybody who understands what you are saying. Me, a lot of people have been attacking my reputation, saying all manner of stuff. But I decide to ignore them because I don't think it's necessary to waste my time on them. But it's not everybody who have that patience. So be careful what you say. Just do your job.
We work within laws.
No, do your job.
Yes.
Don't go and raise somebody's reputation, thinking that person will take you to court. It's not everybody who will take you to court.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the court, Mr. Akpaloo. You can go to the NMC.
No, sweetheart, listen. Because you can take somebody will take you to court. Because they believe in law. Okay?
Which everybody should, because we run a democracy.
No, it's not everybody who will behave that way.
No, everybody is supposed to, actually.
Do you know some people are thieves? No matter what you do, they will still go and steal.
And the law will catch up with them.
But some people, they steal one, and then they are punished, and then they change. Some people, they will punish them, and they will still go ahead and do the same thing. So you should know that human beings are not the same. We are all not the same. It's not everybody who will tolerate what you are doing to somebody. So if you're a journalist, do your work as a journalist. Don't do your work as somebody who wants to ruin people's reputation. Knowing deliberately that you're taking money from somebody to ruin maybe the political opponents and stuff like that. So it's not everybody that will waste his time.
What about journalists who have done their works and they've been attacked?
Oh, I don't think...
A journalist doing his work,
Can you give me one? Can you give me one example?
Ahmed Swale was killed.
Ahmed Swale
was killed.
Okay. Ahmed Swale was killed, but if you have followed what the videos...
There's one journalist in Adan FM who was also doing his job.
I'm coming.
As we speak, he's
You see, I'm not here to justify somebody being killed. But if you have gone through the work those guys were doing, they were taking money from people.
You're not so sure about that.
No, but that's the video that came out.
No.
Which video?
Oh, you didn't watch that video?
They were taking money?
What do you call that one? The Who Watches the Watchman. You didn't take time to watch it.
Ahmed Swale was taking money from someone?
No, you didn't take time to watch it.
Are you saying in that video, Ahmed Swale was taking money from someone?
You see, that's the video that I watch.
You saw him taking money from someone?
And that is the modus of operandi by this tiger eye, whatever they call them.
All right.
You see, it's not everybody that you ruin his reputation and will let you go. So be careful what you do. If you call yourself investigative journalist, do the work professionally. I don't want to see an investigative journalist having so much money.
What's wrong with that?
Yes. You see, check a person like Jesus Christ.
Okay.
He came to this world to do the right thing. Was he rich? Was he rich?
I'm trying to get the input of Jesus Christ. Yes.
You see, when you are trying to take money from people, for destroying whatever information.
Who was taking money from someone to destroy someone?
We saw it in those videos. But maybe you didn't have time to watch those videos.
You're referring to the who watches the watch?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
that investigative piece.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's where I'm drawing my conclusion.
Okay.
Okay. So please, if
so
you do the right
don't
thing,
have a problem with someone being corrupt and the person captured on camera?
No.
You don't have a problem with that?
If you see somebody is corrupt,
yes,
and you report it, fantastic. You've done your job.
Yes.
But if maybe you see somebody involved in corruption, and then you yourself, you said you were an investigative journalist, and then you went behind it to collect money so that you killed the story. You too are corrupt.
Okay. But Mr. Akpaloo, I want to know, why do you seem to be on the journalists and not really on the others who are attacking journalists? Because if you are advising people, you should advise both sides.
No, you see, because
sort of
all the people who have come here, all the people who have come here, and all the people that you guys have been interviewing, they are not bold enough to tell you the truth. But I'm telling you as it is. The truth is what I'm telling you.
Which is?
Do the right thing.
What is the right thing?
Have you been attacked before?
I've been attacked. I have been attacked. I have been attacked.
Okay,
just for doing my job. During the 2020 elections, I was attacked for doing my job.
At where?
Ablekuma Central Collation Center.
Collation Center?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that.
So, no. So you don't sort of accuse the journalist of always doing the bad thing and getting attacked. Yeah, because if your journalist does something you feel is not right, you go to the National Media Commission, or you go to the courts. There are laws in this country that should be made to work.
I understand you. Some of us, we may ignore it. Because whatever you do, I won't take it serious. Okay? I won't take it personal or whatever, because I don't use emotions on what I do. But some people, they will apply emotions.
That's where I have the problem. Why should some people do that?
That's why we have differences.
No, but the law is the same for all. So
no, human beings are not the same.
Okay.
So some people will ignore
But there's no justification to attack a journalist, though. I just want you to understand.
No, I cannot sit here and say there's a justification for that. But what I want you to also realize is that some people will ignore, others may not ignore. So be careful what you do. As simple as that.
So why don't you tell the attackers to also stop attacking?
They are listening.
You are not doing that. That is why I have a problem with you. You should tell them to stop attacking.
Oh, okay. Then those who are attacking journalists, be careful.
Anyway, Doreen, let's just pick the next set of questions, Doreen. Sorry?
Salamatu says I should ask you, does it mean you don't have any plan to protect journalists?
Oh, I don't think I have any plan outside what you have in the laws.
So now you believe in the laws now to protect journalists?
Yes, I think the laws are there.
Oh, okay.
So if somebody offends you, you take the person to court.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you something. You know, in this country, somebody will go and steal something, and then the people within that area will mob attack the person.
Which is wrong.
It's wrong.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But people keep on doing it.
It's still wrong.
Because we don't punish them.
Well, some of them are still going through a legal process now.
You see? But I want to have this address, that every year or every day on your TV or on your platforms, try to advise the young people that when they find somebody stealing or something like that, they should not attack the person. Okay? It's very necessary because we've been beating people, we've been attacking people, innocent people, and the rest.
Okay.
So we should not put the laws in our own hands. We should respect each other. Okay? So if somebody go and steal goat, they shouldn't put the goat around the person's neck, and then, you know, I mean, we should respect ourselves.
Okay.
You know, and yeah.
Okay. But for the journalists
and also the police.
Yes.
And also the police, they don't have any right to slap any thief. Okay, or journalist.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Doreen, let's move to our next one.
We have one question on this side. Please, very brief, and then just one question.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I am speaking from Mohupo, in one of my friends, he is blind guy. He said, she wants to cross the road. the car coming up and down. She don't want to cross the road. She said the gentleman from he said, oh, I beg you. I want you to help me to cross the road. He said, I am collecting money from you before I will help you. I am asking you, in your government, you want a very protection for our disabled people.
Okay. Thank you so much for your question. We'll take one more from here. Please, like I said, if you have a question, then notify me and then I'll come to you and then take your question.
Thank you. My name is Nade Anokwafo the First, Adabranca Market Queen from Greater Accra Market Association. Please, what is your plans for the Ghanaian market women and the single parents? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take another one from here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, my name is Imoro Salifo. I want to know, or my question is that, how will you ensure a stable and affordable supply of energy to support the industrial activities in Ghana? And my next question is, we have a tourist attraction areas in Ghana, especially in the northern sector. What is your plans concerning the tourism industry? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your question. Mr. Akpaloo, please go ahead and respond to those.
Yeah.
So protection for the disabled.
It's not only for the disabled. It's for everyone. In Ghana here, I've seen that the drivers, they don't respect the pedestrians. Especially in front of your, the road in front of your
the ring
building.
road in front of GBC,
Yeah.
That I agree with you. It's
you know,
big
there's
problem.
a crossing,
a
zebra crossing.
There's a pedestrian crossing there.
Yeah. Anytime I get there and I see somebody trying to cross, I will stop. But when you stop to allow the person to cross, before you lie, another driver will just...
We actually lost someone due to the same thing you're just talking about. Yeah.
You see, so even in my mind, the kids who are crossing to go to school, we should protect them. Even the able ones, we have to protect them. What about the disabled ones? So in my plan, we are not going to have, that's why I said earlier on, the accident rates in Ghana is going to be minimal.
Yes.
Yeah, because it will be very difficult for a driver to continue having license to drive if the person doesn't respect the road regulations.
Okay.
Okay? If you commit any offense, we'll give you points. Before you realize, when you have a certain number of points, we withdraw your license from you. Yes.
Okay.
So we are not going to allow people to be driving carelessly anyhow. So people should keep it in mind.
All right.
So where there's a zebra crossing, we're going to have a light there. And whenever the light is on, no matter what, even if there's nobody crossing, you have to wait. And then there are a lot of stuff that are going to be done on our roads. You cannot pick passengers anywhere, anyhow. Okay? If you are a taxi driver or a trotro driver, you should have a place to pick passengers from. And that's the only place that you can drop the people. You can't just be dropping in especially at the intersection.
How are you going to enforce this? Because our laws actually provide that. The problem here has got to do with enforcement.
Yeah, it's the IGP. If the IGP is not performing, we'll remove him. You see, in my government, it will be very difficult for a policeman to be on the road, the MTTD, to be collecting bribes. Because the IGP will be fired. Because when you fire the IGP, the next IGP will be serious down there. We'll make sure those down there are doing the right thing.
Okay.
But here, when the small boys are misbehaving, we forget about the top guys. Okay? So in my government, if we mess up, the interior minister will also be fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then plans for the market women and then single mothers.
Yes, we're going to have a traders bank.
Traders bank.
A traders bank for the traders. So that they go there, they collect money, whatever they want to do with the money.
So we have farmers bank.
Farmers bank, the
Nice.
traders bank, and the creativity bank.
Creativity bank.
Yeah. And then also the single parents. You know, like we're going to provide them child benefits. So your children are going to receive every month. How many kids do you have?
6.
Oh, like me. So every month you get like 3,000, you know, on top of that. So if we, but remember, this child benefits, we pay to the women who.
Not the men.
Not the men who pay to them, unless maybe, no, unless maybe the kids are living with their dad. Maybe the mom is not there, and then the dad is living with the kids. Then we pay to the man.
Okay.
But if the mom is alive and the mom is there, we give the money to the mom.
Okay.
Because when you give to the women, they'll make sure they'll cook for the whole family to eat. But when you give to the men, before they go and marry another one.
So the child benefits is in there to help with the children.
Exactly.
And the development of the children.
To raise them.
You know, population is key.
Yeah.
And population drives almost everything that we do.
Exactly.
And one of the biggest challenges in Africa is the increasing rate of population.
Yeah.
Which takes care of less developmental avenues for the population. So constantly we have challenges for the population. If you're introducing child benefits, one way or the other, you're increasing in childbirth, which then translates to increasing the population. Do we have the structures in the country to take care of an increased population?
Yeah, that's why we are human. We are dynamic. So we are not static. So as we are experiencing new problems, we find solutions to them.
No, we are creating new problems. We are not experiencing new problems.
That's disruption activity. You create problem and you solve the problem.
You create the problem and solve the
problem. That's how
so why
human
create
beings are.
problems then? Prevent it.
No. You create problem and you solve the problem.
But you can prevent the problem.
Whilst you're preventing problems, you also you're also solving the problem. So we are in this world to solve problems. And every problem that you are solving, you are making money or you are creating job. People should get this. You see, our mothers at the market, what are they solving? They are solving hunger problem. You go there and buy food and then you go and cook. Okay, they are solving a problem. So everybody, your role in this world is to solve a problem one way or the other. So sometimes you can also disrupt the system and then you solve a problem to create jobs and to create wealth.
So the disruption here is the child benefits.
No, because you are saying that when we introduce child benefit, we're going to have...
The population is going to increase.
But that's good. But that's what God asked us to do.
No, but the challenge here is this: if the population is increasing, and we don't have enough structures in the system to take care of the increased population, and that's where the problem is. So you're increasing the population,
and
you're increasing the population. You don't have enough schools. You're increasing the population. You don't have good roads. You're increasing the population. Poverty is a big problem because they're having economic challenges. You're increasing population. Unemployment is also going up.
Exactly. Then
so if you don't resolve these issues, why then increase population?
No, you introduce unemployment benefits and you are creating jobs.
How are you creating jobs with unemployment benefits?
When the people are buying goods, when they have the money and they are buying goods, they increase production. And you need additional services. You need additional help. So you are creating jobs. When you are introducing unemployment benefits, you are compelling the government to create jobs and to sustain jobs, not to attack businesses and destroy businesses. So that Jinari will start thinking and doing the right thing. You know, Jinari will go and then shut somebody's shop, lock it up. Instead of sitting down with the person, say, okay, what can we do to help you to pay gradually? Instead of shutting down your business. they will start thinking, because when they start paying unemployment benefit, when they close down somebody's business, the person will fall on them for unemployment benefit. So now they begin to start thinking and do the right thing.
Right. And then Imuru had a question on energy and then, of course, tourism.
Yeah, the tourism, you see, when I become president, the holidays that will happen on, let's say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're not going to celebrate that, unless maybe it's Christmas.
Okay.
Any other holiday that will fall on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll move it to Friday.
Okay.
Or we'll move it to Monday.
Okay.
The reason is that, assuming you have a holiday on Tuesday, you go to work on Monday, then the next day, Tuesday, you are staying home. There's no sense in that. Are you okay? What is the benefit of the holiday? So if you do the holiday on Monday or Friday, you have a long break. Are you okay? So that you can have, let's say, 3 days, and then you can decide to do local tourism. You say, oh, let me go to Wasai Krupon and go to the north. So you have a long break. Okay? So tourism, if you want to
holidays are not that frequent, though. So, I mean, for the bigger picture itself, how are you going to boost tourism?
Depending on the activities that will generate, because that one will come from the private sector. It will not come from the state.
The boosting of tourism?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a private sector that will drive it. Okay? If you want to put artists together, this shouldn't be the state. But the state will be there to give you a platform of whatever you want to do, any support that you want to do. But you want the drive to be done by the private sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then energy?
Energy is also by the private sector. When I become president, the ECG, we are going to break it down.
What do you mean break it down?
To 5 companies and give it to the private sector. It's not going to be government-owned.
You're going to sell it off? Or
no, we give it to the private sector.
To do what?
Like you yourself, we give you one portion to run, another person one portion. You see, when you have competition in the ECG, when I buy my light, I don't expect to have anything like Dumso, because you are providing me a service. So if you're not giving me a continuous service, I will just switch to another company. But here it's only ECG. So if you can buy light and you still not get light in your house. So they have been cheating the people for a long time. So when I become president, I'll make sure we have separate companies running the distribution. Okay? So that if company A is not giving you what the service that you are looking for, you just switch to another company.
Okay.
And then you see, the light bills will also come down because there will be competition. You know, initially, when you have Ghana Telecom, they were selling chip for 2,000 cedis then. And now, when you go, they give it for you for free.
Okay.
Okay. Because there's competition. If you go to...
I know times have changed in that space now. So, we've moved away from those chips now to data. And now data is expensive, although there's competition.
Yeah. But the moment you have...
competition has not reduced the cost of data.
No. The moment we have so many companies involved, okay, there will be that.
Okay.
So let's liberalize it. Let's get other companies involved. And then things will be better for us.
Okay. We don't have much time, though. Doreen, I don't know whether we have any other question to pick then.
So, Mr. Akpaloo, for most of the candidates that have come here, they talk about the number of people they are going to work with. And in fact, in this country, a major issue has been the size of government. We want to know from you, what is going to be your size of government?
We're going to have 39 ministers.
For which ministries?
Yeah, actually, we're going to have, if we left us alone, we're going to use only 23 ministers. But because the Constitution requires that you have regional ministers, that's 16 regional ministers, to me, I don't see the need of that. If we left with me alone, we will just scrap that regional minister, because what is the use of a regional minister in this day and age? Because when you go to Kumasi, for instance, we have the KMA boss, we have the Asokwa boss, Kwadaso boss, all the DCs and MCs and whatever they call them. You know, they're all doing. So what is the role of the regional minister? For us, we still have a local government minister. So when I have my way, we're not going to have any regional minister. But because the Constitution has made that provision, so we're going to have 39 ministers. Now, we're going to consolidate some of the ministries. If you take education, you take sports, youth and sports, it should be one ministry. If you take sanitation, local government, it should be one ministry. Fisheries and aquaculture and then agric, it should be one ministry, okay? Natural resources, water resources and all those should be one ministry. So transport, communication should be one ministry. So that's how we're going to do that. We're going to consolidate most of them.
Into how many ministries? 10 or 23?
Yeah, that's going to be 20 ministries.
20 ministries.
Yeah. And then these 3 ministers will be supporting.
Which 3 ministers?
Yeah, that's additional 3 ministers. Like finance, for instance. Finance, definitely we should have a deputy minister there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just before wrapping up,
if you have education, for instance, you have a deputy minister. Yeah.
So it means that some ministries are not going to get deputy ministers.
What do you call that? Chief directors. They will do the job. We don't need a deputy minister.
So for which ministries do you think in your governments who don't have any deputy ministers?
Oh, let's have the list here before I can give you. But these 3 I know they will not have. They will have finance. Will have a deputy minister. What do you call it? Local government will have a minister. Education will have a yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your plan to reducing our debts? What's your plan in reducing our debt situation? Ghana's debts, yes.
The debt that we have.
Yes.
Oh, they are too small.
The debt is too small.
Oh, Ghana's debt.
Yes.
$50 billion.
It's too small.
It's too small. You see.
So we are going to increase our debt.
If I borrow, if I borrow $100 billion, and I invest it in this country, do you know what it's going to create? If I borrow $100 billion and then I pump it in this country, invest it in this country, it's going to generate a whole lot. We see, we have allowed this MPP and NDC to mislead us, to think debt is like a sin. Okay? I'm an accountant by profession. Anybody who runs business with equity alone, the person is doing disservice to himself. When you have the capital structure, you should have 20% equity, 80% debt to run any business. Because you have to use other people's money to make money.
Our debt is not $50 billion.
Oh, it's $50 billion. Ghana's debt is $50 billion. But because the dollar is beating your cedi, so when they multiply it by 17 cedis, it becomes...
Anyway, okay.
You understand? So the amount there, you see, let me tell you something. Do you know the debts of the United States?
No, we can't compare ourselves with the United States.
You see, we can't compare ourselves with the United States.
Because in all your presentations so far, you've clearly stated that we don't produce in this country.
Exactly. So when I borrow money to invest in refinery,
why compare yourself to a country that produces?
Exactly, because you have to compare yourself. Then you see where you are lacking, and then you decide to do the right thing. If I borrow $1 billion and I give it to this gentleman over there to start producing rice, he can employ thousands of people, and then you employ the best equipment. Okay. You see, we have been made to be afraid of doing big stuff. Okay. We have to move away from fear. And do right things.
Your final words to our viewers.
My final words is that let's get rid of this MPP and DC and let's vote for Kofi Akpaloo. And then Kofi Akpaloo is number 5 on the ballot. And then the star is our symbol.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me tell you.
Tell us.
When I become president, everybody will be happy in this country.
Minister for Happiness.
Because the poor will have confidence to become rich. And then the rich also have confidence to become more richer. So please, let's open our economy. to grow. We can do it. We have to believe in ourselves. Let's invest in our people, and let's invest in ourselves.
Okay.
The more we invest in our people, we'll go far.
Okay.
So please, I'm begging everybody, vote for me. And when you vote for me, I will not disappoint.
All right. But there's no justification to attack a journalist, too. So that one.
Oh, no. I would never say that somebody should go and attack a journalist.
So
but some journalists should also comport themselves.
If one is unhappy about whatever is going on that a journalist is doing, I mean, there are means of addressing those issues. So let's just stick to that.
No, I'm not saying people should use violence. But I'm also saying that people are not the same. Because you see these fingers, they are all not the same.
But they are all part of the human body.
Exactly.
So they function differently. And they are under the control of the human body.
No, they function differently.
No, but they are under the control of the human body.
So the control means that the person can be controlled to do this.
The control means that there is a law.
Yes, you see, the human...
So let's work within that laws that we've been given as a country.
I agree with you.
Yes.
But also advise your colleague journalists that they should also behave like the way you do. As simple as that, to avoid those things.
All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
We've enjoyed having this night with you.
I'm also happy to be on your set.
All right. Tomorrow we're going to have another guest, and that's going to be the presidential candidate for the Movement for Change. That's Alan John Kojo Chamantin. He's going to be our guest tomorrow, so make a date with us tomorrow for another session of our presidential encounter. On behalf of the entire production team, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. Have a good night, and we'll see you again. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.